Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a very quick guide. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of my shortest hero guides of all time, and the reason why is Nature's Prophet Position 5 is not only good, but it's very easy to play. The only thing I will say is that using teleport effectively and not killing yourself off cooldown is a bit of a challenge, but for the most part, it's pretty damn simple. Yeah, there are some variations on the item builds, but hopefully today's video will give you a pretty clear idea of generally what you should buy and how to play. And quickly, let's take a look at Dota 2 Pro Tracker. This is not sorted. This is what people are doing. Almost every Nature's Prophet game is support. Like, no joke. People are just spamming, and I mean spamming, Nature's Prophet support. It's unbelievable how popular this hero is right now. It's also the highest increased win rate hero since 7.34 on Dota buff, increasing more than 8% win rate, putting Prophet up to his highest win rate ever. And so let's talk about how you can play it. Also, if you guys are interested in more 7.34 content and want to get a jump on the patch, over on the Gamely website, it's currently 50% off, but over on the Gamely website, I'm going to be making a ton of content basically talking about the new builds that you can go, the new heroes you can try, and all the new strategies you can use for this new patch. So if you're interested in that, this is the time to sign up. This is currently 50% off. All you gotta do is use the code SUMMER in the checkout. And yeah, hope to see you guys there. Click the link down below. And let's get back into the video. Alright, so getting into it in the laning stage, you're going to go Blightstone and a ton of stats. Obviously, Sentry Ward is good, so you can block the enemy large camp or unblock your small camp. From there, at level 1, you're going to skill Sprout. The reason why you're going to skill Sprout is because Sprout is stupid. Sprout is stupid because if anyone tries to get out of Sprout, they don't get regen. Basically, if you Sprout someone that doesn't have a Quelling Blade, they take a ton of damage. So people actually have to buy Quelling Blade against Furion. It's actually not that good to Sprout heroes with Quelling Blade because they can just get out, but basically the ability now does damage, and it does not heal them if they eat a Tango. This was the change to Sprout in the most recent patch, and it's so noticeable because let's say they want to get out of Sprout and they eat a Tango. They waste a Tango. If they don't want to get out of Sprout, they just have to tank the Sprout, all of your right clicks, and the damage. It's very hard to play against. And finally, you might be saying, why don't people just buy Quelling Blade? Well, cores might, but supports, do they really want to buy Quelling Blade? Not really, and so you just run into a problem where you're either wasting gold, wasting tangos, or tanking damage. And now finally, the last thing to say about Sprout at level 1, is it's only 70 mana. And that's on an intelligence hero. Basically meaning you can just use Sprout as much as you want. If you ever need more mana for some reason, which rarely happens, but if you did need more mana for whatever reason, you can just teleport to base and then teleport back. But yeah, basically in the laning stage, if you notice they don't have a Quelling Blade, Sprout them and hit them. That should be your game plan. Don't make it more complicated than that. Just rinse, repeat. As you notice, he honestly should have sprouted that Bounty Hunter. I don't know why he didn't, because Bounty Hunter only has Tangos. If they only have Tangos, just Sprout them. People are gonna be stupid and they're gonna use their Tangos on your Sprout to get out. That's a win. That's like doing 100 and 150 damage to them, because that's how much a Tango heals, approximately. I actually don't know the exact amount, but you get the point. Now moving on from there, if you get First Blood, you're going to pick up items towards Medallion, as that's just going to give you a lot of damage in the early game. There are some other builds that I've seen, for instance like Vessel Rush, which is pretty cool. It definitely makes sense. You could do a lot of damage, provide a lot of early damage in early kills, but for the most part, I think Solar Crest is the way to go. It's just a lot of damage, and it's slow, so it kind of keeps people in Sprout. Now, what I like about this Nature's Prophet's gameplay is that he's very aware of the map, and that's what you want to do, because Teleport is also a really good ability at level 1 now. Now, if you teleport in, you have 36 bonus damage on your first hit. That's pretty nuts, and every single hit gives you 1 armor as well for 15 seconds. This is a great ability, guys. Like, I can't stress that enough. Teleporting on people means you're gonna hit hard, right? Like, you'll just hit hard, and then you Sprout them, and that does a ton of damage, and then you Blood Grenade them. And it's really, really easy to get kills on other lanes. Like, you can just, honestly, first of all, make sure you secure your lane. I had a Nature's Prophet in my game, legit not block the pole camp a single time, not pole a single time, and he rotated, he TP'd out for the Water Rune at minute 2, the Water Rune at minute 4, and just ganked a ton of lanes. I don't recommend doing that. It's just going to screw the lane that you're supposed to be laning in. Unless you have some Morphling against no counters, then maybe you could do that. But like, yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Probably a bad idea. So secure your lane and pay attention. I like that this guy's moving his camera around the map. You just want to see if anyone's low HP and you can snipe a free kill. It's particularly good to teleport out of your lane after you pull though, because if you pull and then TP out, your carry's going to be able to farm under tower without you. If you just TP out in a situation like this, it's not going to be very good. So as Nature's Prophet, unblock the pull camp, prioritize pulling so that you can actually TP to other lanes. This is a great strategy. All right, the next play he makes is a Chad play. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, but you should basically make this play every game. I love this play. At minute 7, just TP for their Wisdom Rune. It's actually such a good play. If you can steal the enemy Wisdom Rune with Teleport, it's so game winning. Unfortunately, that's such a beast play. Mid team fight, he's like, oh shit, the Wisdom Rune is coming up. That's why this guy's a top MMR player. I love that so much. It's really good to steal their Wisdom Rune. Like, don't even be afraid to just TP last second on it. It takes like a second or a second and a half to TP to like 2 seconds. I don't know the exact number, but basically, you teleport coming up to the Wisdom Runes and try to steal it. It's super OP. You can also sprout yourself on it so that they can't get it. Another thing Prophet support is very good at is taking the open lane. I really like that he does this here because he's very close to level 6. By the way, you should get level 6 pretty early on this hero every game because you should be participating in a ton of kills or taking open farm, one or the other. But yeah, at this point in the game, your hero is kind of crazy because you do damage with Sprout, you have like a great ultimate in Wrath of Nature. This is one of the best early game abilities in Dota, and then Teleport gives you damage. Like, your hero just does a lot. There's no other way around it besides you just do a lot of damage. Every spell gives you damage in some form or another, and then you can just kind of soak areas of the map and farm up a useful item. Like, he's gonna have some 9-minute Solar Crest. He has more farm than the enemy carry, which, you know, this game is a bit of a stomp, I'm not gonna lie, but even if it wasn't, you're still gonna be a top net worth support almost every game, and so just find whatever item is useful to buy. Most games it's gonna be Solar Crest, because I really believe that it's easy to just teleport in and help your team with kills, but there are gonna be some games where like Veil is fantastic. It amps Sprout damage, it amps your ulti damage, so I think Veil is wonderful. I think Vessel is fine, I think Atos is okay, I think Rushing Axe is unironically alright. And so yeah, there's a lot of routes you can go. And honestly, just take a look at this team fight here. This is pretty nice, right? He drops his ultimate, and honestly, this was a horrendous use of the ult. Please don't use your ultimate like this. This is actually kind of a good learning lesson. So you only want to ult when you see a ton of creeps on the map, because if you ult and there's no creeps on the map, it's not going to do any damage. How MP's ulti works is that the more units it hits, the more damage it does. So if you just ulti and it hits like 2 creeps and then the enemy, it's going to do like not a lot of damage, right? It will do a base 120, which is not nothing, but it's going to end up doing after resistance is like 100 damage if it hits like half a creep wave and a hero. So what you want to do is you kind of want to wait till you see a bunch of creep waves, like maybe you see this wave and mid wave, and then you can ult. Or if you like ward a camp, that's fine too. For whatever reason, I think it has to do with the map changes. There's very rarely wards on camps, like it's less common. And so I actually kind of like having a ward on my triangle. It actually amps ulti damage now. That's how it feels. In the past, it would make you like miss your ulti entirely. Now, it feels very good. That's something to keep in mind. Either way, in this team fight here, you're going to see the power of sprouting it up. You're just going to sprout it up. That's all you got to do, guys. You just got to walk in and sprout it up. It's very easy to play the hero. You just walk in, click sprout, they're sprouted. He actually max teleport, which I don't like. I feel like you should definitely max sprout. Not a fan of this build at all. But, you know, the build as a whole is good. I actually think taking appointed treants over teleport is better too, because you can use the treants for vision to block camps and to contest runes. I think if people played optimally, taking 1-pointed treants over pointed teleport is probably better, even though it teleport scales very well. But yeah, you just sprout, and look at the damage on the meepo. It's just 15-second ticks every half a second, which is like, it's just so much damage, man. Like, it literally kills the meepo here and it does AoE damage, right? Even if someone's not in the sprout, it does damage around the sprout too. Like if they're touching the outside, or close to the outside, it does a ton of damage as he cancels his TP here, sprouts up the Spectre, cleans that guy up, Solar Crest onto the AA. He hits pretty hard, right? He even looks to TP on this guy, which is not a terrible idea. Like, if this guy chases him, Sprout, like, oh my god, is he gonna kill him? And from there, it's just kind of looking for kills. One of my favorite combos in Dota right now is Nature's Prophet Invoker, because Invoker just runs around with Ghost Walk. And Invoker typically has a hard time solo killing heroes. He can typically do like 70 to 80% of core's HP, and then just can't finish them off in the early to mid game. And so Nature's Prophet kind of just pushes that over the edge, right? With the Sprout and the Solar Crest, you can see it's just pretty easy to clean this guy up, right? Little MP, Solar Crest, Sprout, dead, right? Very simple. I mean, that offlaner is poor, but still very, very simple. And from there, if you need to farm guys, just Sprout camps. Like, it's pretty cool. It's actually easier than ever to farm on this hero as a support, because yes, you just Sprout the camps. Hopefully he does it here. He should. Okay, I don't know why he's not. Maybe he just doesn't know, but there's no reason not to. Your hero has plenty of mana. Generally, I recommend taking some sort of like stat/mana neutral item. He took Duelist Glove, which I really don't like. I don't think you should play it around right-clicking. Just either take like Seeds of Serenity and be tanky and cast a ton of sprouts and heal your team a little bit, or like take a Cult Bracelet and have some mana so you can farm. Like, the fact that he's not sprouting right now is criminal. You should be sprouting camps if you're gonna farm camps. It's extremely efficient. And then yeah, you TB into fights, and so that's what you look to do. You're kind of like a Spectre or a Dawnbreaker. You want to farm the open areas of the map. You want to push in creep waves and get items, and then TP in a fight. So yeah, TP's into the fight, very good. This is an easy Sprout. That Sprout could have probably been on the hill. Just keep in mind blocking hills with the Sprout is a good idea because they can only cut one of the trees, not two usually, so sprouting hills is a great way to save teammates and trap people or block people. But yeah, on the outside of the fight, you're just gonna hit, and you hit hard. Like, I can't stress this enough. Because of the fact that teleport gives damage, you hit damn hard. And then at level 10 with this build, you're gonna take Wrath of Nature base damage. At 15, you're usually gonna take teleportation max stacks. And then at 20, kind of depends on the game, and at 25, once again, depends on the game, but usually teleport cooldown. All right, and from there, eventually, you're gonna be able to place some deep wards. This is kind of a nice benefit of Prophet as well. Like, you can see in this clip here, it kind of just TP's bottom. I mean, this isn't great because his team is about to fight, so be careful. Teleport is a 30-second cooldown. It's kind of long. Be very aware of TPing. But yeah, you can get down really deep wards. That's part of the benefit of the hero, right? Like, let's say you want to take bottom tier 2 tower. You can TP here and place a sneaky ward, right? Before the enemy team gets set up, you can literally just get some really deep ward behind them. You can place it here, you can place it here, and then you can just TP out with your normal TP. There's a lot of, use cases of teleport for warding. It's incredibly good. And now with the Aghanim Scepter, your hero is insane because you can root everyone. Against a hero like Meepo, it's so good because you can just root all of the Meepos on a 60-second cooldown. It's very, very short, the ultimate. And yeah, I kind of like how he uses a Sprout here. You can also protect your teammates from like melee right-clickers. That's the only time I would really Sprout my teammates for the most part against like melee right-click damage. But against those heroes, it is actually very, very good. Right? It's very, very good. As he should drop the Sprout on the Meepo here. Yep, does so. And then, yeah, you're just kind of auto-attacking from the outside. It's not insane, as he should try to get his ulti off here. Ulti, before you die. Oh, there we go. Right, and then you get the root. Boom, hits everyone. Roots, sets up for a very easy tornado, and that tornado, oh, this TP is insane. He has 1 HP. Run! But alright, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's like all you really need to know for this hero, guys. I said this video was gonna be pretty short, and I meant it. Use treants to scout in the late game, like send them up hills, send them to block camps, send them to D-ward, send them to push out lanes. Just, when you have treants, just push out lanes. And in terms of items, just buy whatever utility is good for the game. Ulti a ton. There's a lot of options. It's a cool hero. It's a fun build. It's good. Give it a try. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below. And I'm out. Peace.